Today I wanted to do a video on something I use for creativity, really. It's to sort of drive your brain into thinking of different things. Um, they're just some dice that I made with my 3D printer. They are more or less random icons that I got off the internet. Um, sort of free icons, thumbnails you get to use with PowerPoint and that sort of stuff. But basically, they're just images, so you get just more or less random stuff. Um, and I've printed them in here. And the way that you use these is it's really simple. You can use all of them if you want, or you can use 3 of them or whatever. But you just shake them up and roll them. And let's say you're going to pick 4 of them, and you're going to use them for some sort of story. So if you were doing language learning and you need to work out what to write because you're bored with just writing about, a daily diary, and you need new words and new things, you can use this. Or if you're writing a story, you can use this, or you can use it to play a game. These are the sort of things you get in games where you roll the dice, and then at a party each person takes a dice and they have to add to a story as you go along. But for our purposes, let's just say that it's going to be used to generate a small story. So I'm just going to pick 3, probably, and the 3 that you can see best on the camera, really. So we have here the yin and yang symbol, the sort of Buddhist thing. We have an airplane, and we have a snowmobile. And so we'd use that to, talk about fighter pilot who got shot down in the mountains, and he's rescued by a Buddhist doctor on a snowmobile. But anyway, if you're using this for language learning, it's useful because you then have to know the words for fighter pilot, airplane, mountain, snowmobile, monk, Buddhism, and then you can continue the story, as much as you want. But you could write a nice little paragraph or 2, or even an entire page of a story in your target language, for example. Or if you're just writing for NaNoWriMo, and you don't have any ideas, then these will help you sort of spark up an idea. You could write a novel based on the fact that some guy gets shot down and he gets taken to this temple in the middle of nowhere in World War II, and he becomes a monk, and whatever. So it's really quite useful for that sort of thing. You can roll as many times as you want, and okay, we got another airplane, and then a spindle, or to make thread, and symbol for money. So you can just do whatever you want with your creativity here. I generally tend to use all the dice and then just pick sort of 3 or 4 of the best ones. Dead fish, an anchor, they're kind of related, you'd think. Got the airplane again, must be a loaded dice, and a bicycle. Alright, let's go with the fish and the bicycle and the anchor. Some person who rides their bicycle to their fishing port, and they go out to sea and I don't know, they wreck, shipwrecked, and they have to live on fish bones and something else. Anyway, this sort of exercise is relatively straightforward and easy to do. From a technical point of view, you can get all of the symbols online for free. You basically just want to look for icons, and then just look for free icons. So you can get, a lighthouse and a house and a hiking, that sort of thing. So you get all these symbols, and then what I did was I went to Thingiverse and I found a basic dice, and then I used Blender to put this in. These normally come out as, so you can either import them as a picture, or what I did was I used fonts that had these symbols in. So font symbols were easier because I could just put the text in, change the text into a mesh, and then just do a boolean to subtract from the cube, the design. Now some of these others are better because in the first few I worked out that they have to be really quite distinct for them to appear on the dice. You can see these others, but they're a bit faint and hard to figure out. I still don't know what that is, but the rest of these are okay. And the way that you need to use those is just look for symbols that are quite sort of blockish and easy to recognize, and then embed them in the dice. So you can do this easily. You can make as many as you want. You could actually put words on here, but symbols I find are probably easier. But it is a really good way to be more inventive or more creative. And you can use these at parties or with your friends or whatever, and just have a bit of a joke and a laugh, and try and make up a story as you go. So I just wanted to do a quick video today to show you these dice, and then give you some ideas for how you might potentially use them yourself, these sorts of things. Now if you don't have a 3D printer and you can't make these, you can actually buy these sort of dice, as I say, for a game. So they do sell boxed sets of dice with symbols already on them that you can use. Now I've got a 3D printer, and it was just easier for me to make them myself with the things that I wanted on them, rather than just buy them from a pre-made. But I've recently watched a video where somebody has used these, a similar thing, but their symbols were things like wood, metal, glass, plastic, and then another dice which had clockwork, mechanical, electronic, etc. on it. And then they would roll the dice, and then they would build or invent whatever the dice said. And it's a really interesting concept. I'll see if I can find the link and put it in the description somewhere. But thank you very much for watching. As usual, if you like these sort of random videos, give me a like and a subscribe. Alright, thank you very much. See you soon.